Welcome to this episode of OG55 Live. I am joined by the Italiano, and first time on a live, we have the lovely AliaaAloha with us today. She's going to talk about her Adventures by Disney experiences. She's gone on Adventures by Disney twice now. We're going to talk about that in the front end of the show. We're also going to take your questions and your comments also on the back end of the show. So it'll be a really good conversation. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We got Lucas Kim, we got Girly Nerd in the house, Kiki and Luca. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. OG55 Live. Welcome aboard to another episode of OG55 Live. We are talking about Adventures by Disney today with Alia. She went on these experiences twice, actually. We're going to kind of pick her brain and talk about that. We're also going to take your questions and comments as well. George the Italiano, if you could let everybody at home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me here on my home base in Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
There he is. There he is. And down below, we have Alia. Welcome back, Alia.
Hello. And well, if you're not on X, I'll call it X now because the URL has been officially changed, and it's AliaaAloha on X. But there's also an email. It's the AliaaAloha@proton. What is it? .me. And I have it there. Yes. And all right. So yes, I've done the Adventures by Disney, both of the ones with Disneyland. And so I do have disclaimers. And so the first one with the longer one is I did get to meet, which makes them a little bit unique. With the longer one, I did get to meet Josh tomorrow. And I did appear on a stream with these wonderful gentlemen, and that will be pinned with the description or with the first comment after this one or tomorrow or something like that. Just give OG some time.
No, I will do it absolutely. After we're done with the stream, I will actually put it in the description. And I'll also add it to the end card, the link at the very end. When you see the graphics, you can see a little picture of the thumbnail. Click on that. That'll be the video we did, Alia, George, and I. She was kind of going over her first Adventures by Disney experience. So, Alia, let's talk about this. So, you went on two of these. Oh, go ahead.
So yeah, I did get to meet Josh. That's unique. So I got to meet Josh in the longer one. Shorter one, the first day, I had a 9-hour delay at the airport.
Oh my God.
So the shorter one, I had a 9-hour delay. So because of that, with the first stream with you guys, remember I did say, well, because with the shorter one, you do still get to visit Imagineering and the Walt Disney Studios. So my pick would be the shorter one because I don't like 2 hotels. Forget that. Because of that, I have changed my mind. I would now do the longer one because there's now a buffer, at least that
makes sense.
With the longer one, I would not miss out then on anything great, like more time at Disneyland or anything like that. It would just be some time in Hollywood. So if there's a 9-hour delay at the airport, I am just missing out some time in Hollywood. So forget that. Yeah. My choice now is the longer one. But also, though, too, I'm not so sure now about the escape being an option anymore because it's not on the website. So I don't know if it's been sunsetted or anything like that. Or maybe it will be coming back, but Adventures by Disney's figuring things out. So those are just disclaimers now. Now we're on with the show. Let's go.
Perfect. Okay, so here we go. You did one about, what was that, a year? Your first one was about what, like a year ago, maybe, Alia?
December. Just not
December.
that long ago.
Okay,
not
December. Right, and then you did
half a year ago.
half
So
a
it's
year
about
ago.
6 months ago.
Okay, and then you did this one in April.
Just about a month ago.
About a month ago. Okay, so I have a question for you. So the first time you met Daddy Josh, you met Josh Diamaro.
If he's watching, hi.
Hey Josh. You met the man, right? So
yeah.
Overall, because not everyone has seen that video that we did, that first video. What were your overall thoughts? Because he was beloved for a long time. Lately, though, he's kind of soured with the fandom, I think. What were your thoughts meeting him? And did your opinion of him change after meeting him, or was it about the same?
My overall thoughts are that, and as I kind of explained at the time conversing with you guys, is that I get the feeling that he wants to make announcements versus Blue Sky and What If. It's just that he's tied by those above him. So at the time, it was when Chapek was CEO, and then now Iger, but now Iger's given, it seems, more green lights because of things opening up with Florida and now with Disneyland Forward and all that.
Okay, so you think you get the vibe that it was kind of like above him, above his pay grade, sort of, and that's what's been holding him back. That's interesting. What do you think, George, about that? Because like we've talked a lot about Daddy Josh and
yay, thank you, Kiki and Luca. I saw that Kiki and Luca watch it. Yay.
Yes.
That can kind of go either way. I think there is a possibility that it could have been out of his control. I just wish that they would have kind of went a different route where if that is the case, but we all know in Disney fashion, they can never just come out and say, hey, we have to wait because of this, or we have to wait because of that. They just more so try to captivate the audience by saying, come on this journey with us, right. Shall you, it's like that kind of thing where
that's his style. Yeah. I don't feel like Iger, like Bob Iger said, hey, go out there and do a What If and Blue Sky. I do think that was Josh's idea, and that I think was a mistake. I agree with you there.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys there. And I was trying to, put that down. I hope you picked it up. Don't do that.
Right. But being that everything is starting to kind of, showcase itself. We've been getting a lot of news lately, so I hope that this is the path forward that we're going to get, is what they're saying, going full steam ahead and everything. And especially since you've said it many times, OG, that Diamaro is on the short list, for CEO, and D23 is going to make it or break it for him.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I sit next to him. I don't remember. I didn't take an inhale.
Yeah, I would agree with maybe though. I completely agree with her. Like, it looks like Josh looks like the kind of guy who wears really expensive, nice cologne. Absolutely.
I was wondering why my nose was burning.
Inappropriate for me to go.
There you go. Exactly.
I did stand next to him.
There you go. Now, what do you think, Ollie, in terms of like George was saying, right? Like he's on the short list for the CEO position. I mean, you kind of met him. Like, I know it was only like a little bit, and you didn't really get to dive deep into everything. But like, do you kind of like after you met him, do you feel he might have the chops for this position, or do you feel like he's not ready for prime time?
Oh, geez. I mean, I know the Adventures by Disney guy that's known him forever knows. I know that he wants him to get it. Like the feeling that, I mean, he outright said it, and he kind of gave the impression that at least in his circle, that he has the vote of his group of cast members.
Okay.
That they want Josh to get it.
Okay, that's important. That's actually really encouraging. So the people that work with him, the people around him, have his back and are rooting for him to get the position. That's actually a really good sign. That shows you he's not like a toxic, like, asshole or whatever. Like, people like working with him. It appears, if they're rooting for him to get the CEO position. That's interesting, Alia. That's very interesting. Mm-hmm. We have Mr. Lucas Kim. Thank you so much, Lucas, for the $5 super chat. We do appreciate you, brother. And Lucas, I did get your DM. I did see it. I will reply to you tonight. I do apologize for the late reply, sir. But Lucas here says, hi, I'm a big advocate of Josh, and I do have a question. When you met him, were you able to ask him any questions and was he willing to answer? So if you want to go ahead and elaborate on what you asked him, Molly. I think you dipped into it a little bit, but if you want to get into details to what you asked him and how willing was he with these questions,
Well, my first stream with OG and George was about that. Too long, don't watch. I'll refer you to that stream for the longer version. But too long, don't watch. It was pretty much, yes, I asked him. I could only really ask one question, and it was pretty much no more blue sky, no more what ifs announcements. And he was, gotcha, no more of that. There will be announcements.
Okay, good. And I'm really glad
I have everybody's back, I promise.
No, you do. And I remember you telling me that. I remember you saying that you did approach him on the blue sky stuff, and that's awesome. He needs to hear that feedback, and he probably heard it before, but it's always good to add to that. You want him to know, Josh, that ain't it, bro.
And I just remember his eyebrow went up when I asked him, and he looked at me then ooh, he couldn't believe this question was coming. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I think he almost felt like, what? Like, he getting cornered, like, what the heck? And he trying to recognize me from all the videos and stuff.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man, what? Hey, George, what if Daddy Josh watches the channel, man? Would you tone it down if he was watching?
No.
I wasn't asking him a really hard-hitting question. I mean, I was like, I am not from the New York Times or something. I mean, really.
I think Josh, aside from my thoughts that I think that he can pump it up a bit, as chairman of parks and experiences, or just experiences, whatever they call it nowadays. I think him as a person, I think that he has a very sarcastic tone to him. I think that he would get my jokes, that he would know that, it's coming from a place of, fun and joking. Plus, He also has a little bit of a, shall I say, kind of like a vain side to him, if you will, that it's like, hey, you know what? My name is brought up in the conversation. So whether it's positive or negative, I'm interesting to talk about, I guess.
No, he does have that kind of vanity thing about him. His haircuts probably cost more than my life. You know what I'm saying? He's expensive. He's high maintenance for sure. Maybe here says, also George is right. Alia has the best laugh ever. Mm-hmm. There it is.
She really does. She really does.
I will be like Taylor Swift and do the.
She really does. As I said, I have to. I have to. It's so hilarious. I know I keep on bringing it up, but one of the best moments of hanging out with Alia in the park is we went on Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. And oh my gosh, she was trying to hold on, trying to put her hands up, trying to hold on to her moss ears, and she just couldn't.
It was the headband style without the strap. So I was like,
that would have been a perfect picture taken moment if that ride took a picture, because that was awesome.
That is. Now, Girly Nerd, it's good to see you, Marianne. It's really good to see you. I did notice your questions above. We're gonna get to those. I didn't miss them. I didn't ignore them. We're gonna get to those after we talk about Adventures by Disney. But Girly Nerd here says, after hearing George talk about it, I want to ride Luigi's with Alia and laugh. There we go. There we go.
Honestly, it's great to hang out with George with that and that recommendation, because we'll be honest, that would have been a ride I would just walk right by or just watched and observed. I'm so glad he recommended it. It was a great time. That was a great ride.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great.
It's adorable because Luigi's is
it's adorable.
right. It's sort of a modern next gen like teacups style ride. You know, it's just really well done. Starship is in the house. Thank you for joining us, sir. We actually did a great show with Starship a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago maybe, talking all about nighttime entertainment. Check it out. Fantastic stuff. Starship, we got to get you back on the show very soon. That was a good time, brother. But Starship here says, I will say that it seems like Josh has never gotten a chance to really operate on his own, and stuff in the parks is getting better than they used to me. What do you think about that, George? Do you feel it's improving right now? Overall?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like, and this is where the side of me thinks that maybe he was kind of, backed into a corner, so to speak, of the control of what he can or cannot do, because it's so easy for us to judge just one person because he is chairman of the parks and say, you know what, well, you're not doing this and you're not doing that. Well, sometimes if it's out of his control and his boss and his boss's boss, is saying, well, basically that's just, I guess, his boss and his boss's boss is Iger. But I guess it just depends on, well, yeah, it's like if he goes through Iger goes through the board and what have you. And it's like, okay, well, you could do this, but you can only talk about this. But then I would have to commend Josh because, oh God, bitter pill to swallow. That I commend him that way that he would have had to handle it if he only had a certain amount of tools that he could use.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Marianne here says, Alia, this is a question for you. I was so happy to meet and hang out last month.
Same.
You're the sweetest. My question, what was your favorite thing that you saw at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank?
I would say it's a tie between going within the Frank G. Wills building, because Archives is within there, and we could just go within a little bit of the Archives area, and that's where we could hold one of the Oscars for a little photo shoot. But that was really
that too.
Yeah,
I did that too.
That was really fun. And then within the Legends Plaza to go near the Partners statue, because at Disneyland it's protected with the the flowers and the fence, whereas at Walt Disney Studios you can get really close to the Partner statue and pose with it. And Walt's hand, actually, you can do like a selfie with it. So that's fun.
The thing I love, and I've made no bones about it. I love the studio in Burbank.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone a few times.
It's very charming. Saving Mr. Banks is like a wonderful movie to watch with all that.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it sounds cheesy, but it does have that magic to it. You feel that energy in that studio. And I'm telling you, I've said it before, if they sold an annual pass to go to the studio, I would absolutely buy one. I loved just walking that lot, and just like the Legends courtyard is beautiful. I love that as well, Alia. I like you were saying, the statues are on ground level. They also have a Roy statue as well. That was really cool. But
the one that's at Walt Disney World, yeah, they have that one too at Legends. So. Yeah. And to answer what I saw in chat, the reason I ran into Josh is that Adventures by Disney includes a stop at Walt Disney Imagineering. He's not always there, but he used to work at Adventures by Disney. He was vice president. He has the fondness in his heart still for Adventures by Disney, so he tries to cross paths with Adventures by Disney when they stop at Walt Disney Imagineering. Doesn't always happen, but that one in December, he happened to cross paths. And so he just happened to be there while we were emerging in the hallway. And he just was like, any questions? And because the tour guide that we were with has known him forever, then they did their little bro thing, and all that. And so then that helped too, and it was great. And that helped too. And he later said that Josh's executive assistant was shooting daggers in her eyes. And he's just like, he's known me forever, so you can shoot the daggers in your eyes all you want, but he's going to hang out with my group, so whatever.
That's hilarious. That is so fun.
he was just even like, any questions and all that. So it was really awesome. And then one of them even asked, can we have a picture with you? So then our tour guide was like, so, that's how then that happened. So, because
Nice.
in the Walt Disney Imagineering building, no pictures. We could do a picture outside the building, but then no pictures inside. And then in the courtyard, we could do pictures. And then in Mickey's at Glendale, the store, we could do pictures if we wanted or outside. But then that was about it. So,
nice.
But that's how I ran into Josh tomorrow, because he happened to be at Walt Disney Imagineering. To answer the question I saw in chat.
And real quick, I'm going to go to Girly Nerd in just a second. But bad thoughts are our friend Tom's.
That's true. Yeah, you stop.
There we go. Gangsta Alia.
That's what Josh tomorrow and the tour guide are doing, because they were doing their thing.
That's awesome. So we have.
See, I'd probably try to do that too with the gangster signs, but they probably would think that I have carpal tunnel, so it's like.
Doing bro stuff, okay? So leave me alone. Yeah.
They didn't do they didn't do heart cheeks or nothing after the fist bump. No. Girly nerd here says, were your cool Disneyland photos in the early morning before the park opened? What was that like with no people around? I've been to Disneyland in the early hours for grad night and chalk walk, but it was packed. What do you think, Alia? What was that? It was before the opening, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken.
So we met in the lobby of the Grand California at 6:40 in the morning. So we walked over like about 7-ish, and then we walked into Main Street and then all that and did that. And then they had the ropes, and as the people came in, they had the ropes. So yeah, they held back, and our tour guide at December, he took pictures of the people back by the ropes. I sent a picture to you. that was so mean of him, but yeah, in December. But and those were the hotel guests being held back, but. But yeah, it was great advertisement, because then later people would be like, well, how's this? How do you how's this happen? And Adventures by Disney, here's a card.
There you go, exactly.
Great advertisement for Adventures by Disney. But yeah, so but yeah, it's early morning, but it's worth it. So, and it's a great feeling. I mean, yeah, it's fun VIP, but it's a great feeling just to be there. And they do say that, you can take pictures, but they just ask no behind the scenes. So if you see like a delivery, like one of the gates open with a delivery truck, don't take a picture of that. If you see like, dolly carts and things like that, don't take a picture of that. Things like that. Hoses on the street, don't take a picture of that. Things like that.
Okay. All right. But and Tones here says
it's just a really great feeling.
Yeah, no, I bet. I mean, Disneyland, to be there that early where there's like really no
crowds behind you. You just have a great picture, just you and the landmarks and just nothing behind you. It's just, it's great.
That's awesome. And Mr. Bad Thoughts here says, "Hey, cutie patooties." Hey, Tones, you're yeah, you're a cutie patootie yourself, Tones. You're a cutie patootie yourself. And we got Kiki and Luca here saying, Alia, did you feel like you got a good value from Adventures by Disney? That's a good question.
Yes. I mean, I think if you itemize it and you compare it then to itemization with a vacation package separately, I believe it works out pretty much in the wash when you compare. And also, too, you get things that you just can't by yourself. For example, a visit to Imagineering, that just can't be done by yourself. You can only do that through Adventures by Disney. To me, that's just completely worth it. Visiting Imagineering. I mean, hello. So
yeah. And that's actually one place I haven't been. I've been to a lot of the Disney things, studio, the park, but I have never done Imagineering. I would just, I probably, would pass out.
I mean, I did. So yeah, both times. And then yes, like as pointed out, the early morning visit where you can have that visit to Main Street and in front of the castle and with just no crowds behind you. And then even like a little bit of the head start to the Fantasyland attractions. So just to me, that's just worth it too.
Yeah, well said. So with Imagineering, did they really like kind of like I don't want to say like blindfold you through that building, but are they kind of like really careful as to what room you go in and not to see like a model that you're not supposed to see and stuff like that? Is it really like carefully coordinated?
I do, I bet, yes. Okay. They know when to expect us. Yes, I do. I will not be surprised if they close certain areas off knowing when Adventures by Disney's visiting. And because, yes, they do have presentations ready for us when we arrive. There's a sculpture room presentation for us. And then there's the audio presentation. And in the recent Soundscapes, the Imagineering YouTube episode 2, the Soundscapes that, in that audio studio they were in. It's either in that room or a room like that where there is an audio presentation. It has to do with the manor in Hong Kong Disneyland with the Haunted Mansion in Hong Kong Disneyland.
Oh,
the manor. They focus on that one.
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor. Yes. Okay. Where so you kind of ride through and it's timed with the music with the ride through with that. And they kind of like have the sound all around and they give us that effect. So, But it's in like that room. So then they give us that presentation and then they give us the presentation of timing with the, of how they do the fireworks shows. And they kind of show us how they plan that on the computer. And then they'll show us then how they then will go live to the places. So they showed us with one that they did at Disney Sea in Tokyo. And so then they showed how they time it on the computer with computer stimulation. And then they show us then how they time it when they go live. And then you can see like an AV kind of a live feed kind of thing of what they did. So yeah, I mean, they know when they expect us. And then you see black curtains everywhere and all that clothes. So yeah, they had things, but then they have dioramas out and then like kind of like, la 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 la, blah 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 blah. So yeah. And the monorail tunnel is so awesome. I really wish they let us take pictures of the monorail tunnel and the Herb Ryman hallway. I really wish that they let us take pictures of that. Those are so cool. And Herb Ryman hallway really makes me think that they are in touch with the past. They honor the past. They're aware of the legacy. But that monorail tunnel is so cool. I know you guys have all seen footage of that, pictures of that, but it has to be seen to be believed. It is so freaking awesome. I am like, they make us walk through it so fast, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It is so awesome.
Alia, it's funny because you mentioned that, like how it's kind of the Herb Ryman stuff. They honor the past, right? I was just talking to George about this on the video. How they're going to spend, I think it's $5 million, right, George, on Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, upgrading it. We're hearing rumors we might even get a Walt Disney animatronic in that ride or that attraction. But the thing is like that they could have got rid of that Lincoln show like decades ago and replaced it with some like movie tie-in thing, IP thing, and they haven't. And not only have they not done that, but they've actually cared for it. It's gone through a few, in my lifetime at least, pretty significant like kind of renovations to like beautify it. That's cool. That's a testament to Disney's kind of preservation of the history of these parks and stuff. Because really, the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln thing is not a hot ticket at Disneyland. Like the normies aren't lining up for that, and they'd still pour money into that thing. So that's pretty awesome. Real quick, George, Carpal Tunnel George, loving this live already. So Carpal Tunnel George, gangster Carpal Tunnel.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
There he is. Hold on, one more time, George. One more time. Here we go.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
There we go. Okay, so Lucas Kim. Oh my gosh, Lucas with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Extremely generous of you, Lucas. Appreciate you so much, brother. He is asking here, comparing to DVC's third-party ICI booking, would you recommend that Adventures by Disney be a better choice for vacation packages? Money, deals, food, amenities. Would you prefer Costco, American Express travel package be a better deal? What do you think about this, Ollie, in terms of like the DVC Vacation Club, the third-party bookings? Would you recommend Adventures by Disney as a better choice for a vacation package, or one of the DVC hotels?
Oh dear, I don't know enough about those to compare truthfully, so I can't honestly answer that. But all I can say is, if any of those can grant you access to Imagineering, I say go for it. But if they can't, visiting Imagineering is important to you, then Adventures by Disney Center. All I can say is just that Adventures by Disney, I mean, it's like VIP. They spoil you. They give you access to Imagineering. I mean, that's all I can say.
Yeah, no, I would honestly, I would honestly, Lucas. I mean, with DVCs, you're not going to get the access to Imagineering, and I think that alone, at least everyone's mileage varies, right? But for me personally, I'm going to dish out the big money. I'm going to do something like that, like what you did, Alia, where you can kind of go into Imagineering. That's something that, as a nerd, I would really like. And Lucas is a fellow nerd, so Lucas, I'm sure you would enjoy that. But yeah, it's interesting. That's interesting. But now you highly recommend this experience overall, Alia. Like if someone was asked you, comparisons aside, if they said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I mean, you would definitely recommend it. Like it's up there for you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, so much that with my Walt Disney World trip coming up in April, I almost feel lost because Adventures by Disney is not with Walt Disney World. And I'm almost like, I'm always so lost without them. I have to do this myself.
Hey, Alia, don't even worry. You got George's. You got George's
and
phone
Slimer.
number.
I can reach Slimer, like Slimer.
Right. You can call Slimer. You can call George. Hey, knowing George, he probably already booked a ticket. He's probably gonna be there that week. You know what I'm saying?
Help my mom and myself.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm very I don't know. Like I'm just the type of person that if I can make something happen, I go for it. Like I'm just, I talk about it, but if I can actually do it, I talk about it, then I do it.
My only like smidgen complaint or recommendation would be they give you a 4-day park hopper ticket. I can't talk. Ticket, 4-day park hopper ticket. But they don't have like an extra night for that 4-day park hopper ticket. And I mean, I guess it's to kind of give people freedom because some people, I guess, are kind of like done and they want to just leave. But personally, I would just like to enjoy that 4-day park hopper ticket. So stay that extra night, pay the extra to stay that extra night, and then leave that next day. But what's great is if you leave that next day, they'll still take care of the transfer to the airport, whether that's the Orange County Airport, Long Beach Airport, or LAX. And then that's what's great too. They'll cover the transfer to pick you up at the airport and take you back to the airport too. So
yeah. And Lucas, I know you're on the East Coast. It sounds like Adventures by Disney would be like the one that Alia did, where you tour the studio and everything. I think that'd be awesome for you because you're not in California, and if you're gonna go big, do that Imagineering tour, do that Walt Disney Studio tour, get all of these kind of Disney things, these Disney landmarks incorporated into your trip. Especially if you're coming all the way from the East Coast. I think that might be a good idea. But again, Lucas, thank you so much for the really generous super chat. We appreciate you, brother.
What's interesting with both trips, I met people who live in Southern California who prefer, this is their way, like once a year or now and then, to visit Disneyland. They are like once every 2 years to visit Disneyland. They don't want to spend the money to get a magic key. This is their way to visit Disneyland, the VIP way to visit Disneyland. They don't get the magic key. This is how they visit Disneyland, their VIP way to visit Disneyland. They invest this way, and they do this. What they do then is they just drive to Grand California Hotel, they park there, and then they just do the bus or whatever and all that.
Okay. All right. Interesting. No, that's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know. That's interesting. Kaylee with 2 E's says here, Gemini buddy. Yeah, Kaylee and I are both Geminis. Her birthday's coming up. My birthday was yesterday. Like I was telling George, I'm just so happy I'm 21 now. It's fantastic. It feels great. I can drink, right?
I'm a Virgo. I'm August 25th. I don't expect anyone to remember.
I'm a Virgo too. Mine's August 23rd. I missed it by one day. One day I would have been a Leo.
There we go. You would have been a Leo. There we go. And maybe here with the super chat, maybe, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Maybe his family here. There we go. A hard hand and heart cheeks. There we go. Maybe here says coffee for George. There you go, George.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's probably because I actually just got up from a siesta right before the live. So
yeah, I know. I was trying to call you to wake your ass up, trying to, hey, George. We're doing a lot,
Naps
bro.
are fun, though.
See,
Naps are fun, though.
This is what you all have to understand. I'm an East Coaster as well, just like Lucas. And all you are over on the West Coast. So I basically have to become a night owl in order to partake into the activities because
we appreciate you.
Yes. So I'll be forever a West Coaster, whether I'm over here on the East Coast or I eventually come over to the West Coast. I'm on West Coast time for life. So.
Oh yeah, you said for faux life.
Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
There we go. Thank you so much, baby.
Thank you, baby.
WC4L.
There we go. Exactly. And Tones here says, George beard grows so dang fast. It does, man.
Oh yeah. Yesterday,
this is only a few days worth. This is
dang.
Oh, bro, man. Mine grows pretty quick too, but I think you have the edge though. Like I wouldn't be this full probably.
No, it literally has a mind of its own. It has a mind of its own. Like I have no control over it.
Yeah, Yeah, well, you know what? You should start an Instagram account just for your beard. That'd be great.
Yeah. What I might do, everyone in the chat, let me know. The next time I shave, I'll do a complete shave and I'll post on, if you guys are on Instagram, or I'll even post it on Twitter as well. I'll do shaved day 1, day 2, and I'll just post each day, and you can see the transition from day 1 of shaving to maybe a week. I'll do a week's worth of photos.
There we go. It could be a whole series on the channel. It can be like the George's beard vlog. We'll do like the whole day 1, day 2. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Tones here says, George, you okay, bro? You look tired.
I'm good. I'm good, Tones. Thanks, bro. Yeah, as I said, I just had a siesta right before recording. So, yep. So as I said, I'm on West Coast time. And as I said, I don't know. For some reason, I do better on West Coast time than I actually do on East Coast time. I don't know why.
You know what I'm saying? No, you are. You're a Californian, basically. And you will be, basically.
Yeah.
Eventually. Mr. Webba, the beloved Mr. Webba, thank you so much for joining, brother.
Good, now get the hell up. I have to tell you, folks, I love teasing Mike. He and I just have this back and forth kind of thing that he, like, I could say something to him and like immediately he'll just throw it right back to me.
Oh yeah.
So if he's still in the chat, I don't know, he may throw me a comeback here. So.
There we go. And Steve Mammon is calling you a Wookiee.
Yes. It was actually very funny because when I used to work at the public school system, and I would work in the classroom with the kids and everything, they would literally come up to me and they would call me Mr. George, because I worked in the same school as my mom. She was Miss Falcione, I was Mr. George, and they would come up to me and they would just, especially when I had short sleeves on, and the younger kids, because they were just so in awe, they would pet my arms and say, "Mr. George, you're so furry."
Mr. George. That's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Here we go. There we go.
I should have known something was off because there's no movie on the background TV.
Right, George? You're slipping, bro. You're slipping, man. Tones here. Tones here says, Ollie, your laugh is contagious, though. I can't stop laughing too. Whenever you laugh, I have to laugh.
I'm telling you, it is. It's. As I said, everyone has to experience at least one day with Alia in the parks. Go on a fun ride, like as I said, like Rollickin' Roadsters or Jamboree, Goofy Sky School.
Right, right, Tones. Hey, Tones, can we get a 1 in the chat if you love Goofy Sky School?
Don't get him started.
What's the story? Tell me, what's the story?
Well, oh man, we got to get Tones on the channel. He'll kind of talk. Well, the way he explains it is freaking hilarious. But he says here, how many likes to grow your beard out for a month, OG? Oh man, let's get zero for a month. Oh man, I would be like, if this video gets what do we say? What should we say, George? 100 likes?
100 likes. Yeah,
we'll do no shaving for a month. Can you imagine, bro? That's gonna be wild.
Damn, bro.
That's gonna
now we're gonna get like 500 likes on this live, but now it's like
right, exactly. Let me see here. Give me just a second, everybody. Marianne says, "What are the ways you can visit Disney Studios? Is Adventures by Disney the only way?" No, actually, Marianne, I visited a few different ways, or a couple different ways. One way I was lucky enough, a family member got invited to a screening of Mary Poppins Returns, and I was the guest. So we went, and that was cool. That was awesome, amazing. So we got to see the screening for that. But another time I went with my friend Ryan, and
is that special access of yours?
Yeah, no, special that sweet access. I love it. And then the next time was with my buddy Ryan. He's a D23 member, or at the time he was. I don't know if he still is. And we did the official D23 tour of the studio. So
same with me. That's how I was able to go to the studios many times through. The one time that actually D23 didn't fail me, it was to go to the studio. So the multiple times I went to the studio was through D23, and also, through D23, but it wasn't just the studio event. I did the Destination D, 75 years of Disney feature animation back in 2012. And part of that, I got the most upcharge ticket, and they added a third day, and they drove us up to Burbank to the studios, and we got to go into the archives, the research library. They took us into the voice recording booth, where at the time we read lines from Wreck-It Ralph, because Wreck-It Ralph wasn't out yet.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's much harder than you think. You put in these big headphones on, and they say you're going to hear 3 beeps, and on the third beep, read your line. And so yeah, it was kind of challenging.
You kept it clean though, right, George? You didn't say anything inappropriate.
I tried to, but then my subconscious was saying, "No, don't stop."
Mr. Matthew Murr. Matthew, it is always good to see you, brother.
There's 3 ways that.
I'm sorry.
To visit Walt Disney Studios. So yeah, Adventures by Disney, D23 membership, and Disney Movie Insiders. If you have enough points, you can cash them in when they have that available, and then you can they tell you then how you can visit Walt Disney Studios. So
awesome. Thank you.
Those are the ways that I know of.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely, Marianne. If you can do it at least once. I mean, as a Disney fan, and I know you love the history and the vintage stuff. I mean, there is so much history packed into that studio. You would absolutely love it. You would absolutely love it. Matthew Murr, all the way from the UK, across the pond. Matthew joins us. Thank you so much, Matthew. Is there any way you can tour the Roy E. Disney Animation Building? Did they take you through that, Alia, the animation building?
You can see across the parking lot, so to speak, because they're all kind of within walking distance. There's like a kind of like a bridge that kind of connects them, but as of now, there's no way to visit it. So
yeah,
it's off limits to visitors right now.
Yeah, the only time that I was able to get access into that building was actually through D23, not the regular tour, but that was back in 2012 with D23, and obviously, of course, they let us in because I paid over $1,000 for that ticket. So yeah, you better be taking me into the Roy E. Disney building
next time. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, George, next time you're at the studio, just let me know, bro. I got Bobby Iger on speed dial, bro. We're like this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say D23 might be the only way. Keep an eye on their events. They might have something someday. That might be the only way.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mr. Bad Thoughts Studio Tones is saying here, what is everyone's best Disney experience?
I know mine.
Go ahead, George. What was yours?
Hands down, I'm sorry. You haven't lived until you had a Disney cruise. You have to do a Disney cruise. Once you step foot into that lobby atrium, your whole life changes. Your whole perspective of Disney changes, because that's actually an experience all within itself where you could actually say that is a true Disney vacation.
I would agree with you, George. And going into my first Disney cruise, like almost 2 years ago now, believe it or not, it's crazy. But it was the ship The Wonder. But I knew I was going to like it, right? I was not prepared to love it as much as I did. It is absolutely incredible. And it offers something for everybody. So if you're really into, like, I know our friend Kaylee loves meeting the characters and things like that. Like for Kaylee, she would love it because the characters all have really cute, like cruise outfits. Like you can get Chip and Dale in their little pirate outfits and stuff.
Not to mention, like the wait times aren't that bad. And a lot of the crowd control is much better on the cruise ship than it is at the parks.
Right. Exactly. It's amazing. I would agree with you, George. I think the cruise thing is amazing. And even the stuff that Disney can't control, really, like just the sea life. I love being on the open water like that. And I spent so much time on the little veranda, just looking at the water and then watching the little fish. Right. And then we saw a seal when we pulled into Cancun. We saw a seal just like destroy this fish in front of all these families. I was like, oh my God, it was crazy, but it was interesting though. It was interesting. And then we saw a stingray fly up and do like a little belly flop thing. And just the sea life alone was worth it. Absolutely. Alia, what is your best Disney experience?
Oh my goodness. That's so hard to choose. It's like if I had children, select your favorite child. Oh my goodness.
Mine would be Bobby. I only have one child, but I would pick Bobby. I don't even have a child named Bobby, but
I would say visiting Walt Disney Imagineering both times.
Yeah, no, dude, that counts for sure. Like that's hard to do. That's not easy to do. A lot of fans have never done that before, you know? You've never been, George, have you?
No, I've never been in Imagineering, but I've always wanted to, and I knew the only way I could do it is to do an Adventures by Disney, and I've attempted it a couple times. Like I looked at some different packages and what have you, because I'm still even considering on doing it. It's a different adventure, no pun intended, and I probably will, but I had it either.
And looking at packages, hopefully that was not no pun intended.
Of course, yes, of course. Yeah, I'd be barking up the wrong tree on that one.
Snort laughed.
But it was either between that at the time or a Disney cruise, and I had already went on a Disney cruise, and I can't. If someone were to say to me, you can have Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise, Disneyland, Disney Cruise, you could have both of them, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, I would still take Disney Cruise first over anything.
Yeah, I would too, to be honest with you. I really loved it. Although, Alia, I will say you are in for a treat when you go to Disney World with your mom. That Animal Kingdom Lodge is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, you're going to have a
And
blast.
Alia, you just might happen to bump into me there. You don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, George is like, George is so spontaneous. You probably already, and Slimer too. But I know you, George. You probably already have your flight booked and everything, dude.
Hopefully Jack too. Maybe you can arrange, have bump into Jack too.
DSNY, yep. Yep. I'm very curious. Speaking of Jack, I'm very curious what his opinion is going to be on the Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm very curious.
He mentioned previews and next week, and then he said something about cast previews, and that's how he can join. So I guess he's a guest of a cast member. So
right.
I was trying to put the clues together. So.
Right, exactly.
And he said he'll have his review. So yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear that. Watch that. Kev, Mr. Tech Bear, is in the house. Kev, it's always good to see you. He says,
Mr. Tech Bear, met you.
There he is. Yeah, she did. Yeah, we ate it at Naples.
Naples.
I always confuse that with Napolini, but it's But Mr. Tech Bear here says the 55 cruise bros. Yeah, we are. We're definitely cruise bros.
Yeah,
we love cruising. Girly Nerd here says, anyone know where I can get a money tree so I can go on a Disney cruise? I know that's the thing. That is the thing. Maybe here says my favorite. Oh, she's talking about best Disney experience. Mine's future tense when I go on a cruise with y'all. Yes, absolutely. OG55 field trip out on the open seas. Mr. Lucas Kim, after visiting Cancun, I wanted to know how many people would have gone if Disney decided to build an all-inclusive resort in Cancun like Aulani. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot, actually, Lucas. I don't know about how many people will go, but I would go.
I would go.
Yeah.
I'm a tropical kind of guy. I prefer the sun, surf, sand kind of thing. Especially living out here in PA, like I am so sick of the cold. I'm so sick of the winter. I'm so sick of snow. It can go suck a lemon, like really.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know how you do it, George. When back in '94, my family moved to. Actually, I'm sorry, 1995. My family. We picked up and moved to Chicago. Okay, Chicago. Now I was born and raised here in California. We had this big earthquake, like a 6.9. So my mom was like freaked out. She's like, "We're moving to Chicago because we have all of our Italian family in Chicago." We moved to Chicago, but we moved out in the middle of freaking nowhere, like in the sticks, right? And I'm telling you, George, because I'm sure Chicago has similar weather to what you guys have over there in PA,
if not more.
Oh, even more?
Yeah, it could be even more. Yeah,
because of that Lake Michigan wind chill, probably, right?
Mm-hmm. Lake effect.
Yeah,
it was so cold it like hurt your bones.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
dude, it was terrible. I'm out here in California; it's like 61, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, like I'm out there with all y'all. It's like 65 degrees. You're all putting on your.
He's laughing at us.
Like, you're all a bunch of wimps. Like, what the heck,
dude? When we were waiting.
Southern, Southwest. So it's like, being in Southern California. So I'm all bundled too. And he's just like laughing at us.
I was freezing. When we were waiting for my mom, George and I met my mom for lunch at, what was it? Storytellers, right?
Storytellers.
The Grand Cali. We were waiting for her to get to the restaurant. And like, it was like, what would you say? Like 50 or 60 degrees maybe?
Yeah. You were freezing.
I couldn't even sit down. I was like pacing. I was so freaking cold. And George is over here sweating. He's taking his shirt off basically,
I could have jumped right into that pool because where we were waiting for her, it was like right next to one of the pools of the Grand Cali. I was like ready to jump in.
Yeah, it's all that chest hair, George. Keeps you warm. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Keeps you warm. Marianne here says, I'm like OG. I'm a San Diego girl, so 60 degrees is cold. Yeah, no, we're the same, girly nerd. 60 degrees is freaking cold. I'm putting a jacket on at 60 degrees.
60 degrees. I'm going out in my 60 degrees. I'm going out in my skivvies.
Your skivvies. In your skivvies. So Ollie, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about adventures by Disney, right? You were saying the first time was the longer version, right? And the second time was
it's Hollywood and then Disneyland.
Okay, and then the second one was just Disneyland, right?
With so first is pretty much the arrival day. Then they give you they check you in. Theoretically, I was 9 hours delayed at the airport, but they check you in. The idea is they check you in. You have hours at Disneyland, hours at Disneyland Resort with the California Adventure, and then the next day then would be which I did enjoy, was the trip via bus to Walt Disney Studios and Imagineering, then with a side trip to the Griffith Observatory, and then to the Tom O'Shanty for dinner.
Oh, Tom O'Shanty.
Right, because of the great history with the Walt Disney Studios, because with the second studio, theoretically, not the small little one with the storefront, but the second studio, it was like the commissary before they moved to what now is Walt Disney Studios. And then
I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you, Ollie. Okay, now I got it. I was wondering what restaurant you were talking, and I was thinking Tam O'Shanter.
Tam O'Shanter. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, you're fine. I was sitting. No, you're fine. I was sitting here. I'm thinking, what restaurant is that? And then.
I had a brain freeze. Thank you for correcting me.
You're right. And then when I heard Tam O'Shanty, it just made me I'm sorry, OG. I know I'm gonna pick on you with this till the end of time, bro. When you said Parmigiani at the
No, you have a right to pick on both of us. Yes, correct him, correct me.
Right? Yeah, we went to the Naples restaurant with Alia, George, myself, and Marianne, the girly nerd, and Kev, the tech bear.
It's Disney history. I deserve to be corrected.
And we were ordering, and that menu is like hella Italian, like way more Italian than I am. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't pronounce that shit for nothing. I'm telling the waiter, the chicken parmigiani, and this guy was laughing. So they were all laughing.
Yeah,
but
it was great.
But I do have to say,
I was
George,
laughing because he was laughing because I was clueless, and then he explained it, and I was like, So you have a right to laugh because he's laughing at me about mispronouncing the name of the restaurant of Disney history. You have a right to laugh. Anyway,
actually, I'm gonna actually make fun of George a little bit right now, because last time we went to Tam O'Shanter's, I'm surprised you even remember that, George.
One drink. I swear that waitress had a roofie me or something, because like she put something in my drink, because I was completely, and it was a regular beer. I had that beer before, and it wasn't really that strong or hoppy, but something, it just like didn't like correlate in my system, and man, I was all slap happy after that.
You were so slap happy because we were in the car with Mindy. You guys were in the front, I was in the back, and you were giggling like a schoolgirl, bro. I was like, what is going on?
I had tears, literally. I was just laughing. There was nothing going on. I was just laughing. Tears were coming down my face. And
did you have the special, the what was the table, the 31, what, to honor Walt? Or?
I think he had the roofie special. I think she put something in a drink.
Anyway, anyone can get that table, but they reserve that so you can have pictures there.
But I will say though, Tam O'Shanter it's a phenomenal restaurant. I love the style of it. It kind of gives off like that the architecture on the outside has that German kind of quaint little village kind of look to it, sort of like how it inspired Walt Disney to design like Snow White and Pinocchio and what have you.
Yeah, no, it looks very much like Fantasyland. That little village with the little cottages and everything. It's great.
I love their prime rib. I'm a sucker for prime rib. If there's any restaurant that has it, but I have to say Tam O'Shanter had the best prime rib that I've ever had.
Yeah, I think I got the grilled cheese.
I got the brisket.
It did. It was awesome. I love watching OG order, because we could be like in this upscale restaurant and there's like all this fancy stuff, and he's like, I'll just take, as what he calls, I'm gonna play, I'll just take the chicken tendies. You know,
yeah, chicken tendies. Yeah, I'll have the corn dog, please. Thank you. That. Yeah. I'm like off the kids menu like all day long, but it's funny. It's funny.
Like, can I order from the kids menu, please?
Right? Exactly. So Ollie, I wanted to ask you. So when you were at Disneyland, you have Disneyland, you got DCA, right? And you're not at the parks as often as George and I and everything. Out of all the chicken nuggies. Chicken nuggies right there. And then John says,
He likes the finer things of life.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'll order a grilled cheese and a Pellegrino. You know what I'm saying? I'm just all over the map. But Alia, so between Disneyland and DCA, what was your favorite attractions? Because I know you don't go to the parks as much as me. So like from your perspective, is that a hard one or?
It's like asking favorite children again. If I had children, okay.
I'm telling you, it's Bobby. It's Bobby. Just go with Bobby.
All right, favorite attraction. Okay, well, I did wear the dress. Disneyland, It's a Small World.
Okay. No, that's cool.
That was
even though it made me look like a pear. Yeah.
Oh, you looked fine. And honestly, that was that was the last ride that Ollie and I did. We literally closed down Disneyland. Like we were there even like by the time the ride was over, the park was officially closed. So we basically like walking out, the park was dead and everything, but it was only fitting that we had to do It's a Small World. We had to do It's a Small World.
I love it.
Come on, And hey, you know what?
Sherman Brothers.
Yes, shout out to Richard and Bobby. I actually have a drop here.
It's a world of laughter, a world of tears.
Shout out to
only a few
Brothers.
Seconds because of copyright.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want the Disney copyright guys coming for us.
We want the city with the girl.
But Mr. Lucas Kim here says, I hate New York so much. Take me to
and then with DCA, I like soaring over the world, even though it gets funky depending on where you are. But I like soaring over the world. So, yeah.
It's a good attraction. It's a good attraction. Yeah, I like to get the top row, but I'm not like I don't like I try not to request it. I don't want to like bug the cast members, but the top is my favorite.
Oh no, see, I do every time. It's like I need to have like middle, front, center. Those are the three because you have to be in the center. You can't be on either side because you have to be like right smack in the in the middle. Otherwise, you get the freaking curved
warped effect.
Yeah, it's like
the Eiffel Tower. That's
the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, the Eiffel Tower that needs the little blue pill. But
yeah, with George, the fun Luigi's and then smugglers.
Oh my gosh, we got stuck. I've never gotten stuck on Smuggler's Run before. That was an experience. We're literally all just sitting there because everything was shut down. The screen was off. You could actually see the mechanism
like through it,
through the glass, and we're just all sitting there. We're just all pressing buttons and everything and
laughing and
we couldn't get out because literally we were out in space. Not the
midair,
no pun intended, midair. Yeah, because
it's
since
like
we're on that
holding
round
us
table.
and I think it's a round.
We had to wait for them
like
to get the mechanism
crane or something.
Yeah, we had to wait for the mechanism to work again to actually bring us back to leave out of the exit. Otherwise, you're not going anywhere. And I turned to Alia. I said, OG would not be happy right now. I said he probably would be busting down the door.
Oh, dude, yeah, because I'm claustrophobic already in that ride, and we're stuck in there like that. Oh my god, bro, that's like terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Lucas Kim here says, I hate New York so much. Take me to tropical right now. I fell in love with Cancun that I didn't want to go back to New York. LOL. I don't blame you, Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas isn't that far from me. We're probably about only like a 6-hour drive away from each other. So I mean, usually his weather is practically my weather and vice versa.
Wow. Yeah, you guys get those mean winners. It's crazy. Lucas here continues with, this is exactly why I love Orlando a lot, because I get to be close to Disney World, Universal, and beaches on the west, east side, and tropical weather. Florida is a gorgeous state. Gorgeous state. Absolutely. The humidity, not so much, but hey, it's the price you pay
I will say that I remember when we were waiting in the airport, OG, and you stepped outside. It was your first time stepping outside into Florida weather, and you walked back in, and you're like, "Ooh, man, you could really feel that. You can really feel that
humidity." Yeah, you can. I mean,
not looking forward to that, but Slimer said April should be okay.
April, you'll be fine. Yeah, April, you'll be fine. Yeah, if you go, I think honestly, I mean the summer months, but really, there's times where even August is worse than July.
Man, well, we went end of July, early August. It's probably the hottest freaking time of the whole damn year. But I'm glad we did, because now we're battle tested, right? Now we can handle any time of the year, probably.
Yeah. If you can get yourself through the worst of the worst. Yeah, anything other than that is like cake.
Yeah, and cake. I love cake.
I had to throw that in there.
That was great. Well played.
Who doesn't love cake?
Yeah, come on, we all love cake. But I will say
cake
though,
or death.
There we go. I will say this though, Animal Kingdom is my favorite park in Florida in Disney World, right? But the humidity in that park is like tenfold higher than anywhere else. It's crazy because I think all the trees and stuff, but my back was like soaking wet the whole time. It was nuts, man. It was really, really nuts. But I don't know. It's still my favorite park though, even regardless of that, So.
You're all bring it.
Oh, I don't care, dude. I love Animal Kingdom. I will always love Animal Kingdom. That's just an amazing park. Epcot is a very, 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 very close number 2. And maybe here says, yum, cake. Yes, we are. Yes, absolutely.
I tend to like pie more because cake is usually really thick, and when I look at it, I feel overwhelmed. I'm like, where do I start? Oh God, cake. Whereas pie is more approachable. I know.
I love that. I love that.
Like waffles. I feel full looking at waffles and pancakes.
Pie is more approachable.
Approachable. That needs to be on a shirt.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Here comes Tones. Mr. Tones Poppy, Bad Thought Studio says, OG, what don't you like to eat that everyone loves? What don't I like to eat that everyone loves?
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't know. We should ask George that question, actually.
Well, I know yours is you don't like Parmesan cheese.
No, that's a good. Yeah, exactly. Parmesan. Exactly. Parmesan. But does everyone love Parmesan though?
See, I like Parmesan. I love it like where it's like over my pasta. It's like in the container. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I think it's overly. I like cheese. That's the thing that's weird about it. I love cheese. Parmesan has that weird cheese smell though.
Yeah. Do you like blue cheese?
No.
I love blue cheese.
No. See, I love blue cheese. Maybe that's just it. Maybe that's it. If you don't like blue cheese, you don't like Parmesan cheese.
That could be it. Exactly. Pie is
exactly two, maybe.
See, Tone knows me.
And Mr. Tones Poppy says, George, get your head out of the gutter.
I don't know. Like, as far as food, I'm trying to think. Food that everybody likes. Honestly, I'm not a fan of jelly. I don't like jelly. I always preferred if I ate like a peanut butter sandwich, it would just be peanut butter. I don't like jelly or jam. It feels like I'm eating a clot.
You feel like a vampire. He feels like a vampire. He's like, I'm a vampire.
You feel like you're eating a clot.
I want to suck your blood. He feels like a vampire.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Wow. Oh, here, girly nerd. Okay, yes. I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't like seafood. No, girly nerd. That's high on my list. I do not like seafood. Again, it's kind of like the same reason I don't like parm it's the smell. I'm not a fan.
See, now with me, I'm the opposite. Like, I'll eat anything that practically comes from the ocean.
Yeah.
The only thing that I've tried a couple times that I'm not a fan of, I don't like eel.
Oh, okay. I heard it's kind of chewy. Is that true?
It's very chewy. Yeah.
Okay. And maybe here says I hate ketchup. That's
okay. So
interesting.
maybe I have a question for you. Since you hate ketchup, is it just ketchup, or are you not a fan of like tomato-based products? Do you like tomatoes?
Tomatoes?
Potato?
That's interesting. I think you're the first
because
person
it's
I've ever.
messy, or are you okay
That's
with it if it's like in a cup thing, like with the fries in the little cup thing, or is it because it's messy?
That's interesting. What do you think, Alia? What about okay? Do you like ketchup, Alia? Are you a ketchup person, or do you opt out usually? Alia?
Oh, I mean, I pretty much like everything. I mean, even when I was saying cakes and all that, I mean, I like cakes and waffles and pancakes. It's just that they feel like overwhelming sometimes. Like I'll look at them and I'm like, I feel full just looking at them. I'll still eat them, but it's not.
Okay, so you love tomatoes and marinara sauce. Cool.
But,
so it's just ketchup.
Yeah, she said, but I won't touch a bottle of ketchup. But see, you know what? Maybe I can understand where you're coming from on that, because I'll go to Disneyland and I'll get those monstrous pickles. You know what I'm saying? George, get your head out of the gutter. Get your head out of the gutter right now, bro. I'll get those monstrous pickles and I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But
you can't help it.
Yeah, but God forbid they put a pickle on my quarter
pounder. He can't
pounder.
help himself.
I'm picking them out. You know what I'm saying? So on a hamburger, I don't like pickles, but
that's something.
He's like,
parks.
Now, last question for you, maybe on it, because I just find it fascinating. I love finding out things about people.
Are we going to do a deep dive into maybe and ketchup?
Yeah, maybe. Is it
maybe psychology about ketchup?
Is it the taste or the texture, or even the color? Maybe. You know?
Is it because it looks like blood?
Well, I don't think it would be the color for her, because she said she likes tomato. Well, it's like tomatoes and marinara sauce.
Okay, so that might be okay. Because maybe it's the consistency.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. Lucas here says, "Wow," and I thought OG would handle sushi, but would he prevent himself eating sushi or live baby octopus in South Korea or Japan? Here's the thing. I don't like seafood, but if I'm traveling overseas, I'll get adventurous. So if I'm in South Korea or Japan, I'll try the baby octopus at least once. I'm open to trying everything at least once.
And actually, speaking that you said that, anyone who is planning on going to Universal Orlando, make a dining reservation at Mythos at Islands of Adventure. I loved their grilled octopus. It was really good. Interesting.
Mr. Tones Poppy here says, I hate boxed mac and cheese. Oh, we talked about this, Tones, I think, on one of his shows on his channel. I hate boxed mac and cheese, but I love homemade mac and cheese. You know, that makes sense though, man, because like the box stuff is all like
it's preservatives.
Yeah,
basically.
it's fake cheese. It's oh wow. Okay, maybe here says, wait, oh my God, I'm the opposite. I love pickles and burgers, but I hate pickles outside of sandwiches. See, that's interesting. Isn't it funny how that can work like that though? Like how you can like a food, but in something else, it's not really, or even a different form, you know? That's interesting. Oh, Florentine here agrees with maybe. Ketchup is icky. Wow, interesting. Okay. All right. Here we go. And Tone's here.
I can't really have pickles and stuff anymore.
You can't have pickles anymore?
It's affecting my,
Oh, okay. I don't want to get too personal. Let me see. Okay, so Bad Thoughts here says, loved how he specified South Korea. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm a K-pop guy. There we go. And Lucas
like you can visit North Korea.
Well, that's true. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. Lucas here says, I'll endorse Mythos.
Either.
Right? Grilled octopus. So Lucas can vouch for you, the Italiana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really, really good. And Mr. Tech Bear says ketchup is awful.
Wow, a lot of you don't like ketchup. This is
Dang.
amazing.
How funny, because I love ketchup. I'm like,
I did not know there
So
was
many people dislike ketchup. That's something.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Interesting.
Okay, that is very, very interesting.
We might have to do. We might in the chat give us a thumbs up if you want us to do like a live that's like just all for foodies. It's a foodie live show.
Oh, that'd be awesome, dude. That would be absolutely awesome.
Show.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be very cool. Yeah, I like in terms of like South Korea, I love Korean barbecue. And Tones, my boy Tones in the chat, I think he can agree with me on that. I think we both love Korean barbecue. I can do that.
Korean barbecue is
right every single day. I'd be fine. Lucas here says, "Let's go. I'm a big foodie. Let's do it. Let's do a whole show on just food.
That'd be
a whole show on food. We can dive into the Disney food. We can do Universal food. We can do food that has nothing to do with any theme park. Just all food. That'd be great. Absolutely. But Alia, it was awesome having you on your very first live show. We'll have you on more. Your laugh is contagious. We love you. You're awesome. Really, really good time. Yeah, we'll have you on again very, very soon. We'll do a live. So how was it though? First live? Was it did you enjoy it even more than the recorded videos kind of, or like different dynamic? What did you think?
Different dynamics. They both have, I would say that no cons with either of one, but just, different pros, different dynamics. So different energy.
Yeah, exactly. Energy. Yeah, exactly. And you did fantastic, by the way.
I just don't know where to look. I'm either like, even though the question comes up on the screen, I'm just like, where do I look? Where do I look?
Yeah, you'll get the hang of it.
The dog feels like.
And maybe here says she's answering you, George. She says, I don't know, I used to eat ketchup when I was little, but one day it just happened and I never looked back.
I can understand it. I was the same way with bologna.
Loved it one day and then just stopped liking it. Interesting.
I just could not get the taste for it anymore.
You know, it's funny. Yeah, I had the same thing with tuna.
Fascinating.
Tuna. When I was little, my grandma would make me tuna fish sandwiches, and now I can't. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't. One more comment from Florentine. She says, ketchup, I'll only put it on a hot dog if I was forced to have it. Wow. That's amazing.
So like if someone put it on the hot dog and then handed it to you? Interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, I did not know there's almost like this anti-ketchup movement happening right now. This is interesting. I never knew this existed.
Ketchup.
With ketchup.
I would have thought mustard would have been the more of the culprit than ketchup, to be honest.
Grey Poupon. Come on, Grey Poupon.
Yeah, I actually love mustard, to be honest.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, love it. Oh, chef's kiss. But George, the Italiano, the mustard king. If you the mustard king, mustard on the beat. Or my Kendrick fans will know what that is. Mustard on the beat. Italiano, if you can let everybody at home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
There he is. And Alia, if you can remind everybody where they can find you on social media.
Well, if not on social media, you may email me at AliaaAloha@proton.me, or you may, if you use social media, at X. I feel like that Kiss song. It's a naughty song, but the X in it's because the URL changed, so I will use X now. I throw the white flag. I relent. You won. Person with name starts with E. X at AliaaAloha. And thank you, maybe.
Yes.
And yes, at AliaaAloha. So
yeah, a lot of Alia love in the chat. That's awesome. We love to see it. Fun live. Loved having Alia on. She's so sweet. She is really, really sweet. Alia, we got to have you on again very soon. Actually, Alia is amazing. There we go. Hard hands, heart cheeks. We do 3 different hearts. There we go. But Alia is amazing with the corporate, like financial stuff. Like amazing. Like we got to get you on, Alia, with Seymour again. and talk money. You know what I'm saying? Like all the Disney financials.
Oh, he really knows that stuff. I don't know. Honored though.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back on very, very soon. It's been far too long. But
really quick, I know we're closing it out. I just have to jump into this side conversation here that I'm seeing. Yeah, actually, I have had it mixed with mayo and ketchup together. Actually, if anyone has ever had a Whopper at Burger King, that's basically what they do. That's the sauce that they put on the burger. It's mustard and it's ketchup and mayo.
Okay,
I don't think it's bad.
You mentioned mayo. You mentioned mayo. That is actually even worse than Parmesan. I'm the biggest mayo hater.
I'm the biggest hater. I hate the
Okay.
way that you
I am the biggest mayo hater. I do not like that at all. Like if I order something and they put mayo on it, I'm there with all the napkins wiping it off. I can't do it. I can't do it. What about you, George? You like mayo?
I can put up with mayo for certain things. You're probably going to be so grossed out about this. When I was a kid, I used to just eat a slice of bread with mayo on it. That was it. It was just one slice of bread with mayo. But as I said, but here's the thing that I don't do it anymore. I don't know. I guess maybe I burnt myself out. I was like 3, but it's like I can handle mayo mixed in with stuff, but I can't just handle mayo by itself.
Wow. Whew. Yeah, no, I can't do mayo. I'm probably one of the only white people on the planet that doesn't like mayo, I guess. I don't know. I don't like it. Everyone I know loves it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
See, I'm actually kind of stoked for doing this Foodies Live because this is going to be, there's so much to talk about. Like we could just dive into, as you said, like park food and just our own personal preference. We definitely got to do it.
Oh, we're going to do it. We are absolutely going to do it. Or we're going to do a live, actually, everybody, tomorrow morning. So maybe that'll be the live, George.
Ooh, the sriracha mayo is good. Like maybe
you had me at sriracha.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a backstory to that.
Yeah.
I don't reach for standard mayo, but if it's already in an item, like I get at a restaurant or something, I'm fine with it. But I don't have it in my fridge. I don't reach for it, but if it's already in an item, I'm fine with it. But yeah, the sriracha mayo, that's good.
Nice,
I have that in my fridge.
if you want to know George's sriracha backstory, go to Bad Thoughts Podcast on YouTube, and you'll see it. I think it's the thumbnail, actually, the sriracha thing, right? No?
I think so. I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared.
There we go.
Should I be scared?
Nah. Embrace it.
Just like how everything comes, it always has a warning label.
Yes, exactly. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Really, really fun conversation. And again, thank you, Alia, for joining us. We'll have you on again very, very soon. And the Italiana who I'm not even going to say you joined us. You've never left. He hasn't gotten out of his chair in like I don't know how long. We just keep recording 24 hours.
Is that where you napped? Did you nap in that chair?
I napped in the chair. Yeah, it's like.
Do you nap? You don't fall over. You're just kind of like.
Yep, I just gotta like hang there.
Yeah, exactly. We George and I both have catheters in. We're just nonstop. We don't even get up. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of OG55 Live. We're going to end the show like we always end the show with the lovely, amazing, and talented Youngjin from La Seraphim. Here we go.
세상은 누구에게나 공평하게 추악해.